My name is Sylvie, and I'm recording the first video in my series of ketamine and how it affected or affects myself on an emotional level. Things that I have to deal with day to day that are things I've always wanted to have happen, but um, could not get there because of the darkness. Uh, Disclaimer: any information and all information on these videos are my experiences and how I experience the treatment, and they're not based on any medical um, things. They're just my thoughts on how it affected me, mostly on a emotional level. So now that we have that out of the way, just a little bit of background. I've been suffering with major depressive disorder. I traced it back till about 7. I can't remember much before then anyway, but I probably had it. I just don't remember. Um, I was, always told, why don't you smile, Sylvie? What would make you happy, Sylvie? And I heard these things over and over again, and I always asked myself, I don't know. What would make me happy? I don't know. I don't know what it feels like to be happy. I've observed people being what I think is happy and wanting to get to that stage of happiness in my own life, but I was never quite there. So I pretty much suffered in silence for a very long time, and I had a mental breakdown at 40, and thus began my medication journey. I was admitted to hospital, assessed, prescribed SSRIs. Um, they worked, and I was discharged, and then they stopped working. So my doctor wanted me to come back into hospital because I was having the dark thoughts and the medication wasn't working. So we had to move things along, and that's best done when you're in when you're an inpatient. The problem with these drugs is that they take so long to take effect. And, I counted down week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. I should start feeling something. No, okay, I'll give it 2 more weeks, 8 weeks. I don't know. See if I, can feel something, if it can give me a boost up. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. My psychiatrist and I worked um, on all kinds of different variations of treatments. I've done also TMS treatment, which I was not able to continue. And I've also done ECT treatments, which had no effect at all. And then last or early on this year, he suggested for me to take ketamine infusions. And of course, I wasn't aware that ketamine was being used to treat MDD. So I did my research, and from there, I curated my own playlist because my doctor said people listen to whale sounds and stuff, and I'm past listening to whale sounds on a video. I want to listen to whale sounds in the wild. So I knew wasn't going to enjoy that one. So I just put on my own, the music that I listen to. And I had my first treatment, and it was like, wow, I can't believe how great I feel. I felt so great. There was a protocol in the hospital. I can't quite remember if it was twice a week for 2 weeks or something like that. But I felt well enough to be discharged, and I was also put on an MAOI, so the older type of antidepressant. And it's not that great. You have dietary restrictions with it, so you have to watch what you eat. But that was basically my first experience with ketamine. I came out of it. mm, Everybody was saying that I looked brighter. Um, I was singing I'm Invincible. Uh, it was just like so wonderful. And the treatments continued on once I was discharged every, let's say, 4 weeks. But, at first, like, I would get maybe 14 days, and then I would see how many more days with each treatment I would get. And I got to, before August 22nd, 2023, I got to up to 20 days out of the treatment. And no, 20, 24 days out of the treatment. And that's because I worked it also. I just, you have to work it, but it's harder with medication. It's with ketamine, it's so much easier to work with it, unpack stuff and um, come to terms with things, live life. It was, you know, it was my therapy. This is my therapy. And so I've been doing ketamine treatments for about, I think it's 8 months, 7 months, something like that. And it's affected me from my treatment, specifically August 22nd, is what brought everything forward for me. Um, so we're already at 7 minutes, and this was basically an introduction. Um, I will be posting more videos on specific emotions and how I used to feel, how I feel now, and how I deal with certain emotions. Um, Anger is one. That's changed the way I deal with anger. So I'll be doing a video on that specifically. I just wanted to introduce myself, and hopefully people will see this and will share their deep uh, emotional connection that they have with themselves now, due to having a ketamine treatment. It's very important to share this information because it's not just about feeling good. It's about um, being your best self and believing that you are being your best self and trusting yourself. I mean, these are things that, I didn't do. I didn't know how. I didn't know why I didn't. So I'll be putting up another video whenever I get the hankering to, eh? Coming to you from Ontario, Canada.